Oh, and don't you even think about including this in the fucking episode. I'm on to your tricks. I'm wise to your ways.
Sass, set us off, bro. Is it cool if we get into it?
Yeah. Just take a sip of water.
Yes, you couldn't do that while the show was running. Cut this. Perfect.
I was really looking forward to commuting to work with you this morning.
Yeah.
I wanted to either walk or city bike with you. I was excited to do that.
Oh, maybe another time.
I doubt it.
We'll see.
Not on my account.
On his account.
You'll never want me to come to work with you.
We'll see. All right, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today, it's March 12th. We're here live from HQ Trace. I am in a nasty mood right now.
You know what? Me too.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong?
I am furious.
I'm not happy either.
Why?
I'm really not happy.
What?
I'm just mad 'cause I have a 6 a.m. flight tomorrow, and I don't even know
You're mad?
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to wake up at 4 in the morning.
Well, yeah, maybe before that.
Before then?
For
What,
6 a.m.?
You flying out of
So,
LaGuardia?
yeah, so I might as well just not go to bed.
You could be one of those people that sleeps in the baggage area.
I don't think I need to do that.
They seem to sleep well.
I don't think I need to do that because I have a place to stay. I have my apartment.
Those people seem housed. They have their iPhone charger plugged into an outlet and they sleep with one arm on the cord.
Yeah.
But they always have so many bags.
They do.
There's always like a plastic bag situation with them.
There's such a paradox that they are bagged in the baggage claim area.
Right, they've claimed the bags.
And by the way, I don't think that there's really a time of day or night where they're not sleeping down there.
I don't know.
And architecturally, it's built for them not to be able to sleep. Like, they conspicuously put 0 benches or, safe padded areas for them to sleep.
Correct. And I wondered for a minute why they don't sleep in the departures floor, and it occurred to me it's because the baggage area is carpeted, albeit with a very sheer carpet.
Interesting. Also, sometimes if you get there at a certain hour, the departures area is not even open unless you're already in it.
Is that true?
Yeah. Security closes.
Oh, wow.
Depending on the airport.
Yeah, but they're not going through security. They're just waiting. I've never figured out why
it's a
those people
Godot
are
situation.
I have no idea. I did it once in Austin.
You slept at the airport?
Yeah, you went there super early and slept at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were out super late?
Because my hotel was up.
He loves the story. You're going to love the story too. Tell the story again.
Oh, I don't love this story. There's really no story. I already told it. I slept in the airport. I got to my flight was at 5 a.m. I got there at 2.
Was this for Moon Tower?
Yeah.
They didn't give you a hotel room all the way through to your flight?
No.
I don't know.
They didn't.
No, they must have. But my flight was at 5 and I was out until 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to go to the airport now.
That flight home from Moon Tower, it's always that. It's always... I remember I think I had one at 6 a.m.
Because the flights are expensive as fuck because there's so many people in the city and the airport's tiny.
Right.
I remember that was the first time I'd ever had to spend more than $300 on a flight, and I was furious.
Yeah.
You getting so mad over stuff that's of your own design is funny.
Dude, there's literally no other option for me.
You could have left today.
No, I couldn't. How would I have done that? I have stuff to do all day.
Until
could have left tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
I have stuff until 9:30 tonight.
Spots?
Yeah.
You could cancel.
No, he doesn't. He never cancels his spots.
Why would you not cancel your spots tonight? That's actually a legitimate reason.
And fly to Vancouver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eat up the time.
You're going to Vancouver? That's so much farther.
Then where?
Toronto. I thought you were going to Toronto.
No. I could walk to Toronto.
So when we had that discussion about, you said there were very few flights.
Yeah.
I think you did say Toronto by accident, which is what threw me off.
No. I don't think I did.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's
I
what
think
threw
you're right.
me
I
off.
think you did because I was thinking that you said Toronto too, but I knew you were going to Vancouver.
No, I said you said it on the podcast.
Did you say it on the
I said I'm
pod?
going to be in Vancouver this weekend, and you guys went, "Wow, Vancouver."
Yeah, but those flights you said there was limited flights to Toronto.
No, I
Yes,
did
you
not.
did, dude. I remember you saying it that way. And I'm not doing the typical argue thing. I really was confused by that. Because you were like, look it up. And I was like, I remember going to Toronto, missing the early flight because I didn't have my passport. Roan sorted me out. And I ended up taking the one later that day.
There's 900 flights to Toronto every day.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vancouver. And
you can see why we would have been confused when you misspoke in such a manner.
I don't think I did, but I'll go with it because I don't really care. But
can I say why I'm mad?
Well, I'm not done. But then you can go.
Your reason is not as good as mine.
I think my reason is
you have an
the
early
best.
flight that you had to book.
It's a combination of an early flight. I'm going to get to Vancouver before I can even check into a hotel.
That's why you need the American
And
Express
the ticket
Platinum
sales
Reserve.
are dog shit. So like, it's like, what am I doing?
Reason. Well, I think a part of the reason why you're mad is that you're not in control of your own body.
I'm not. No.
You don't go to sleep when you should go to sleep.
No.
Because you just have no ability to go to sleep before 3 a.m. Like you just can't shut this off. Like if you had gone to sleep at 10, it probably would have been fine. You would have got like a normal amount of sleep.
For this flight?
Yeah, if you could go to after your 9:30 obligation, your obligations are till 9:30. If you just went home and went to sleep, went to bed, even if you're asleep by 10:45, that you probably would have been fine.
It's a great point.
But you just aren't in control of yourself.
A 6 a.m. flight is so much more daunting to you because it's so close to your bedtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
Whereas
don't
to
understand
me,
how
I'm like-
I would be able to go to bed. I can't just do shit all day and then 10 o'clock lights out.
It's not 10 o'clock. It's you have a spot. You said till 9.
My spot's it's on the 9 p.m. show. I don't even know what time it's at.
All right. Well, whatever. I
You know what would help you? The Great British Bake Off. The Great British Baking Show.
No, it won't.
That puts anybody to sleep. It's so calming.
Not
it
me.
would have you in the fucking the chokehold, the sleeper hold immediately. It's so nice.
Are you packing your bong with indica or sativa? Because you know that one's
Tonight
an
I'm
upper and
packing
one's
it with
more
fucking
of a.
black tar heroin.
No, don't
You
do
could.
that.
I think you need to switch to indica.
Yeah.
I'm an indica guy.
It's indica for the nighttime, bro.
That's
Sativa's
what
a
I-
morning strain.
It's always like blue dream or something about dreaming
Yes,
with blue
blue.
in it. There's always blue. Anything that has the word blue in it, that's going to put you
Or
right to sleep.
purples or hazes or something like that.
Yeah.
While you are smoking on I grade, it's like you're smoking. It's like more of a, creative, like a Jack Herrera type of strain.
Mhm.
You have the stuff that has Jacks in the name. You need stuff that has colors and not green.
Yeah, muted.
Got it.
Imagine a strain
Sleepy
that
tones.
sounds like a white noise setting.
White noise setting is probably a strain.
That would be a good one. It's a cross between White Widow and setting.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Benadryl tonight.
In the bong.
Whatever you need to do to not pick up your fucking PlayStation controller and start zeroing in on bad
He
guys
should
at
pack it
midnight.
tonight. He should pack that. He should pack it
You
away.
should pack it right now.
I just don't know what I don't know. I don't know if I'm having like an existential crisis or what, but like I don't understand why I'm doing this.
You're such-
Well, just miss the first show then
I can't.
and blame it on.
I already asked.
What do you mean?
They were like,
what
no.
a question, though. Let's reframe that for a second.
But it's like I
I don't understand why
traveling
I'm
fucking
headlining
15 hours,
in a different country.
and then it's going to
country.
be like one of those clubs where it's like an arena.
How did
It's the
I
biggest
have
room you've
so
ever
much
seen in your
success?
entire life, and there's 4 people there.
All right, I'm gonna say it a different way.
Yeah.
How did I have so much success?
No, this is
at
not
such
a
an
success
early
story.
phase in my life that my premier agent, who has decided to represent me, booked me to sell tickets in a foreign country
For an entire weekend.
as an headlining act.
From a Thursday through Sunday.
I'm not selling, but
I
I
just
apologize
don't
to my
hear it as
premier
a-
agent. He's not going to be happy.
I just don't hear it as a woeful tale of victimhood. I hear it as a success.
I'll show you.
success
I'll
story.
show you the ticket sales after.
It is
you'll
a
be a little bit more on my side.
testament to your success. I don't get booked in Vancouver.
because you would have turned it down. You would have been like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah, because a weekend like that puts me on suicide watch.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to me too.
No, you're fine, dude.
No,
You got your
why?
Blue
What makes you
Dreams,
think
got
I'm
your
what-
White Widows?
How come for me it's I'm living the dream, but for if you were in the situation, it's I would have been on suicide watch.
For what it's worth, and I know you hate when I say this, when I was your age, actually it was 3 years older, I did 5 years of those gigs.
I've been doing these gigs.
You've also been doing awesome gigs. I had no good gigs.
1 out of every 30.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's
but you should take a
ridiculous.
selfie from the stage
These
with the whole
weekends
crowd.
fucking kill me, dude. They kill me.
Then in truth, you should be a little more discerning. And you need to, at this point, you should know what to put your foot down on and say, I'm not doing
Well, you
that.
would think like Vancouver, big city. It might be good. Who knows?
Silver lining, really quick.
And then you
Vancouver
find out
is
I'm not
one of the
actually
most
in Vancouver. I'm 50 miles outside of Vancouver.
even better. To your taste, British Columbia is heaven. It's the most beautiful territory, fucking whatever it's called, in the world, as far as I can tell.
And they probably they've legalized it.
Dude, you've told me 100 times about the weed.
Well, that's why
It's
you
good
like
weed.
it.
It's good weed.
I'm not worried about the weed.
Good fish. Yeah, because you already know it's.
Well, let's just put it this way.
The weed is not like tipping the scale for me at
As
all.
a nice change of pace, you're not going to have to unscrew the back of your PlayStation console where you keep your weed to bring into the country.
I'm really not worried about
Because you can
weed.
just buy really good stuff there.
He takes apart his fishing rod and it's stuffed. But
I'm not
nugget by
even. I was
nugget.
gonna bring my fishing rod, but I'm not anymore because it's like
The weed's already there.
no, because I don't want to have to fucking check a bag at 4 a.m.
You can't just carry on your fishing rod in
No.
the little... Why not?
because you need more than just a fishing rod. You need all your shit.
Waders,
Yeah,
boots.
yeah. I need everything.
If you're one of the 4
vest.
people going to the show, maybe you could bless Sass with some waders. Maybe you're the same size waders, boots,
That's
and lines.
not a bad idea at all. If you're coming to Sass's show and you have extra fly fishing gear, this
Which
would
most people
change.
do.
That would change your outlook on the weekend. If you knew you were about to go do some of the best fishing and fly fishing in the world, which I'm
I
pretty
don't know what's the
confident
best in the world.
they have really good fly fishing
There's
up there.
probably
I'm sure they've
salmon the
got
size of your
decent-
leg.
I'm sure they got decent fly fishing.
They
Someone
definitely
DM'd
do.
me about it and was like, "You got to tell Sass to come fly fishing in British Columbia." I'm going to his shows this weekend.
That was the one.
I'm not even kidding you. Someone said that to me. They send it to me
Remember that scene
because
in
they
Goodwill
know
Hunting?
you don't look at your DMs.
I look at my DMs. I just don't reply to people.
People ask me to pass on their information to you.
Yeah.
And I say, who the fuck do you think I am?
What would someone have to say to you in the DMs for you to actually reply? Like,
Sometimes if people hit me up and they're like,
son of a boy that saved my life.
no.
You're not replying to like the
Definitely,
sweetest.
I'm not replying to that. No. Usually, if it's like someone is like, if they have a question about one of the shows or something, I'll reply.
Can you get it in?
I could just answer them now. Everyone always asks, "What's better, the early show or the late show?" They're the exact same show. Doesn't matter.
There has to be an answer. What's the actual answer, Francis?
You really don't know.
I usually say, I don't know. I usually say that the late show tends to be a little more raucous
Yeah.
and it tends to be a little boozier. So if people are keen to...
And Aaron Berg does crowd work at the late show.
Like, I have more fun on the early shows because people aren't shit-faced, but the late show's probably better, I guess, for the crowd.
If people are very keen to say hi, I tell them to come to the late show because I will come out after.
Oh, I see.
And
That makes
Sass
sense.
works a little bit more blue in the late show.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you do.
It's the type of humor that makes you go to sleep more quickly.
If
Mine?
you smoke it, yeah.
Blue humor.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You never heard blue?
No, never.
Blue comedy?
No.
It's like vulgar comedy. Swearing.
Oh.
Non-clean comedy is blue comedy.
Nasty.
How did you not know what nasty comedy is?
Well, I'm a clean comic.
That's so far from the truth. You don't know because you've only ever worked blue.
How
Yeah.
close are you to clean?
I could go clean so easily.
I think you could.
Yeah.
You're not far.
Yeah.
You know that would be to your advantage if you could pull it off.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you
100%.
necessarily want to.
Well, the problem is it's like I either have like super dirty jokes or like,
I'm kind of the
Fine.
same way.
so it's like I would have to completely cut a couple jokes.
But it could be worth it because then you'd open up markets that
You'd sell out Vancouver.
I actually would say no. My current hour is not clean at all.
from a swearing perspective or just the content.
Like content.
Right. There's a lot of jokes about weed.
No, not really.
I don't want to give anything away. I'm sorry.
That's not really that wasn't even what I was thinking of. I got a whole chunk that's nasty.
About sex?
20 minutes.
About sex?
No.
Do you do any sex jokes?
No, not really.
Dick jokes?
No.
Really?
No.
Drugs.
Drugs.
It's drugs.
Yes, but you never talk sex. Me neither. I'm not blue like that.
I'm not gonna ever be on stage like making like being like it's just
Right.
not my
You know when
humor.
you're fucking a bitch.
Yeah, you know when you're really laying it down, she's screaming, you're sweating. Like, what am I gonna say?
And then your mama calls.
And then mama's on the phone out of nowhere.
you say, "Mama, I'm trying to get some pussy." I think that would play on stage. Maybe not in Vancouver, but for, Late Show, New Brunswick.
I feel like a lot of dudes don't really talk about sex on stage, though.
I feel like a lot of dudes do talk about sex on stage.
Really?
Especially when they're crowd working.
You talk about jerking off?
I'm thinking like most of the comedians that I watch and like listen to, they don't usually talk about like fucking.
You don't watch Bernie Mac then?
Well, Bernie Mac's different.
How's that?
Different style
How?
that I'm used to watching.
You don't watch that type of comedy?
I do love Bernie Mac.
Do you talk about jerking off at all?
Never, no.
Not once. You never said that.
No, I've done jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like a while ago, I had sex jokes and jerking off jokes, but I always thought they sucked.
Yeah.
Like I always thought it was just like it's like
They're just dry.
it's kind of like the easiest thing to joke about.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I joke about weed instead. Much higher IQ material.
Something that's really intelligent. It's like a Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah, my jokes are the kind of jokes that you kind of got to sit down, maybe take notes, try and keep up.
Well, it doesn't hit you the first time, but that's better.
We actually encourage filming at my show so that you can go home,
Study tape.
go home and dissect it a
Parse
little
it.
bit.
Like you're breaking down a sentence.
Kind of get to know the set a little bit more. Anyways, I'm gonna be in Vancouver this weekend, so I was being nasty. I am excited for this weekend. It'll be good.
I really do think British Columbia, because Vancouver itself is a beautiful city.
Yeah,
but it's so easy to get to nature around it. I mean, Whistler is only an hour and a half, and I've made that drive from Vancouver to Whistler a bunch of times, and that drive up there, it's crazy.
maybe I'll do that.
And
You
I
go
know
do a hike.
I'm going to be smoking on that jackrabbit.
Yeah,
It's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I'll go skiing.
you can do a day trip to Whistler. It's
That
easy.
would change things for me.
And it's an amazing mountain. It's fun.
That'd be awesome.
It's one of the only places that I haven't been in North America that I'm dying to go. I'm so
Whistler?
jealous. No, just Vancouver in general.
BC?
Yeah, I want to go badly.
awesome.
I heard it's so beautiful.
It's great. And you know what else I'll say? I'll say this. The women that live in Vancouver,
Wearing shirts like this, probably some tattoos, multicultural, beautiful.
I was going to say some of the most beautiful women of any city I've ever seen in the world.
Really?
Don't sleep on Canada.
Understood.
Holy
Let Canada sleep
smokes.
on you.
Canadian women are hot.
Got it.
Hot
I'll have to keep
Primal.
that.
Babes.
What about
Primal
the
babes.
ones that 50 miles outside of Vancouver?
Even better.
The farther away you get, the more you're likely to find a wife.
That's
It's
the thing is like you're like I'm gonna be in Vancouver and people are like, oh dude, you got to check out this spot, and then it's like if I was in my hotel and I typed in that spot to maps, it would say an hour and 40 minutes.
No, there's Primo Indians, Inuit Snatch. where you're
Primo
gonna be.
Indians, bro.
Inuit.
The fuck?
Inuit Snatch.
What,
I guess they are Indians.
What's the name of the town that you're performing in? Are you performing at a Yuck Yucks?
No, I'm performing at
House of
Comedy.
Comedy? And where is it?
Westminster,
British Columbia?
Westminster, British Columbia.
Where the dog show is.
Owen, would you do me a quick favor and actually Google to see how far away Westminster House of Comedy is from downtown Vancouver?
I can do it right now.
But you're a untrustworthy narrator in this situation.
You are an unreliable narrator through and through.
It's a fact.
All right, so this is where I've already got it.
Sass already has it, allegedly. He's changing the information right now.
The air is dead. Feels like Sass's apartment in here.
Fuck yeah. Got to fumigate it. If it takes any longer, I'm just going to ask you why you're pissed off.
Are you on 2G? What the fuck is going on? Why is it's Google Maps.
What? I had to type in the location.
Fudging the books.
All right, it's not as far as I said. It's 50 minutes.
That's what you said.
It's quite literally what you said.
I said an hour 45. It's 50 minutes away.
It's 50 menus.
To downtown?
To Vancouver.
Downtown Vancouver?
Yeah.
That's pretty substantial. I'm not going to lie.
It's probably fucking beautiful, though. What hotel are you staying at?
Condo.
Nice.
That'll be good. Mm-hmm. Colin was there last weekend. Hopefully I'll be able to still feel his warmth on the sheets.
I think that, in truth, the fact that you're farther out means that you're probably closer to a great spot to fish.
I'm still in a city.
Okay. Let's not talk about it anymore.
It's got it looks like a fucking palace. High ass ceilings.
Yep.
Incredible balcony.
Show Francis.
This picture's all ceiling.
Wow.
They couldn't have framed this to make it look any bigger, more cavernous.
I was looking at those photos for about 3 hours last night.
It looks like Bruce Wayne drops down into there to get suited and booted.
Now do you understand a little bit more?
Look, man, I don't really understand your approach to selling tickets. You're basically like, this is going to suck.
No, it'll be good.
The ticket sales are tiny.
Look at the floor. Look at the carpet in that place.
I'm not looking forward to going. I'm going to be exhausted and grumpy.
I won't be. I always put on a show.
I just think that, do what you can to get people excited to come.
No, I am excited, and the shows will be good, and the ticket sales aren't as bad as I made it out to be. But genuinely, if I didn't have the 6 a.m. flight, you would never hear me complain about this weekend once.
It is far. Are you taking a red eye home?
I haven't even booked a flight home yet.
I can't believe you're not playing within Vancouver, because I just looked at the comedy clubs in the city of Vancouver.
Yeah.
There's the Improv Center, the Chill Pill Comedy, New Moon Comedy, James and Jamesy, Comedy on the Corner, Laugh Track Comedy Club, Comedy Pants, Little Mountain Gallery Comedy.
None of these are like headlining clubs.
Is there a Yuck Yucks? I bet there's a Yuck Yucks.
I thought Yuck Yucks only booked Canadian comedians.
They may well do.
You're up in Squamish.
I have performed in British Columbia, if you can believe it.
Have you done this club?
No. Years ago, before I worked at Barstool, I went skiing with some buddies at Whistler and reached out through Facebook to this guy who was booking a comedy show, a weekly comedy show there in some bar. Asked if I could do it. Did it. They sold like 200 tickets. It was nuts. Damn. It was awesome.
Was it UBC Improv? That's a good one.
No. So yeah, that was really fun. And then I did it another 2 years later, something like that.
You got to get up to Squamish.
Fond memories.
Well, I'm going to be in Vancouver this weekend. Please get tickets if you live within the 100-mile radius of Vancouver.
Which is Seattle. That includes Seattle.
That includes, well, actually, good news for you. I'll also be in Seattle next week. So,
no, you won't.
And I'll be coming back to New York in between.
You got some tough travel ahead. Those are long
But the Seattle
flights.
shows are like sold out already.
That's the same. So. It's the same city.
Yeah.
Where are you playing in Seattle?
Are touching.
I don't know. Some smaller room. But
are you doing
I'm doing 2 shows at maybe the Crocodile, maybe that place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm doing some room in Seattle, and then I'm doing a one-nighter in Portland.
Nice.
I love Seattle. That area you're going to fucking rules.
Seattle's great.
I've never been to Seattle.
I love it. You know what you should try to do, though? And obviously you don't have any choice, but Seattle in the summer is amazing.
Yeah.
Huge boating culture.
But why don't you just...
Stay?
No, just bring your rod up there and leave your rod up. And then you have back-to-back. Then you could fish in Seattle.
That's not
Where
a bad
would I
idea.
leave my rod?
Ship it.
Leave it at the hotel and then have a courier take it down to Seattle for you.
It's not a bad idea. Bike messenger.
Have you ever used a bike messenger? You fucking idiot.
I guess I haven't gotten around to that now.
You have to try the
What are
courier.
you talking about?
It's on you. It's on Uber
Just
now.
leave. Just leave.
Vancouver to
Leave
Seattle.
your rod in Vancouver. It'll be there when you get to Seattle.
He's
Yes.
not wrong.
Where would it be?
They'll take it to wherever your hotel is.
Who's they?
There's
bike
Uber,
messenger.
Uber courier. I'm going on Uber right
Dude,
now. I'll find you a courier.
The bike messengers, the couriers up in that part of the world, the Pacific Northwest, a jaunt for them from Vancouver to Seattle is equivalent to us booking a courier here. That's like 13 blocks.
I've never booked a courier. I didn't know that was a thing that you guys were doing so frequently.
Yeah, they're fun.
I'm pulling it up right now.
There was a
Like,
Joseph,
what if he gets there?
Look, Uber courier bike.
What if they get there?
$16.
What if they get there before though? Like, what
They
if they
leave
get there
at the
early?
hotel.
just make sure you check does not require signature,
Got it.
and then they'll leave it.
Anything up to 15 pounds. How heavy's your rod? It's not Nikki Smokes.
My rod, it weighs, I think maybe like 1 pound.
I talked to Nikki Smokes this morning, and he was like trying to like give you advice on how to like get girls.
Me.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Francis is fine.
Well, I could always use a little tip. What did he say?
He said you try too hard.
That's me?
Yeah.
Trying too hard?
That's what I was like. I'm sure he's fine. He's like, well,
Yeah.
does he? How bad does he want to fuck coworkers?
It's so bad. I want to really go right through the directory of the company.
I'll, of
Oldest to
course, be
youngest.
talking Nikki Smokes in Vancouver this weekend, so make sure you buy tickets.
You
Come
have
on
a tight,
out.
like a 5 on.
I'm doing 30 on Nikki Smokes this weekend.
It could go crazy.
Yeah.
He gets numbers. So why are you pissed off?
Well, I had to pay my city bike ticket right before we came on.
Sass didn't hear about this ticket that you got.
Oh, you were here?
Yes,
yeah,
I
you were.
Absolutely was.
Yeah, he was.
Fool. We talked about it for like an hour and a half.
I thought that you weren't here that day.
Nope, I was.
Maybe I wasn't here that day.
I think you
Mentally.
weren't here.
Fuck, maybe I just tuned you out because I was so zoned in on your story. So you had to pay, you had to wind up paying.
Sorry about Rowan, Francis. Continue.
Sorry about Sass. I just assumed that he's never here.
I mean,
It's an easy assumption to make that he wasn't here.
a couple too many iced coffees this morning.
Yeah, I'm paying too much attention.
Francis is throwing up again.
No, I'm just,
His
I'm
Japanese
letting you
salvage
two,
jeans.
I'm trying to make myself small
Don't.
Why?
so I can let you two,
That's not very Miley Cyrus of you.
I feel like I'm at a dinner table right now, and I wish I were not here.
Last thing I'll say about Vancouver.
I can't believe.
What would you guys? Should I just stay awake
Until the show?
until the flight and then sleep on the plane?
Dude, no, man.
Do you have first class?
No.
Yeah.
You should not do that. You should.
Delta One.
Okay.
Cheap as fuck.
That's huge.
It's like $500.
That's huge. You have Delta One. You have
Well,
a
I have
bed.
a layover, so we'll see if it's actually Delta One.
Where are you flying to?
Like Minnesota.
All right, so the Minnesota to Vancouver leg should give you enough time to actually get some sleep. Can you sleep on flights?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. You need to try to sleep before your flight, though, which means to Roan's point, you need to be disciplined.
Yeah, but I just don't think I'll be able to wake up. I think I won't wake up.
Why? What do you mean? What? Because you're dead?
yeah.
Why wouldn't you be able to wake up?
I genuinely think I'll sleep through my alarms.
Can you get some kind of a
Maybe
I
I'll
don't
put
even
my
know what to
phone,
say
like,
to
across
that.
the room or something.
Being
that-
able
so
to
that I
wake
have
up
stand up.
So the issue would be your alarm would go off, you would snooze it, fall back asleep, and not wake up again.
Exactly. What happens is I put my hand on the volume button, and then and every time it goes, I just click it immediately, and then fall back asleep for hours.
Even if you knew you had a flight that was leading to, this is the only flight that gets you out to your gig on time, you would not feel the urgency and anxiety
I'll
to
make
get
it.
there?
I'll
to
make
get up?
it.
You'll make it.
No, I'll make it.
You'll make it.
I'm just so mad about it. I'm not even mad that I'm excited to go to Vancouver. I've always wanted to go to Vancouver. Dude, 6 a.m.
And how long is you're going
Takes
to be
off at
traveling
6
for
a.m.
12 hours?
I'm going to be traveling the entire day.
Yeah.
The entire day. How are there not better flights to Vancouver?
I bet you I could find a better routing.
Find one right now.
How are there not better flights to
I don't have my
Vancouver?
phone. Do you have the kayak app on
There's
your phone?
one there.
I don't.
Brother.
I'll try to find it.
Google.
Kayak, Expedia, Priceline. I mean,
Google
everything.
Air travel.
I've tried
Whatever you want.
everything.
Go to town, brother. Treat it like it's your own. It's so far away. It's like farther than Europe.
It's not though. It's as far as California.
And that's farther than parts of Europe.
What parts?
Like anywhere inland of Iceland, England, Ireland, probably like the west coast of Portugal.
Aren't those all like 7 hours? 7-8 hours?
I think they're like 6.
Portugal's like 5.5.
Really?
Dublin's like 5.5.
I did not know that.
You get there quickly.
That
It's
could be
weird.
you, bro.
Yeah.
And you have a layover, so it's farther.
Yeah. You're right.
I really hope you get to lay down. I'm afraid you're not going to be able to.
I don't think I'm
though.
going to.
I know, especially with the layover. If you were direct, maybe. Or what about flying direct to Seattle and then taking a little up from Seattle?
I don't understand how there isn't a single direct flight.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Go right to
'Cause
Seattle
I'm going to have to rent a car anyway. But then I have to go across the border.
with all that weed.
I'm going to have to go across the border in a car.
What time's your first show?
I think like 7, 8.
Mind taking your PlayStation out of your bag, son?
Great idea, Ron. I might actually do that.
Dude, okay, really quick. I mean,
search the Seattle flights now.
it's close. There is a 12:15 p.m. that gets you to Vancouver at 6 p.m.
Oh my god! I thought you just meant like a red eye that gets in at 6 p.m. and I was like, what the fuck?
18 hours.
You're gonna be in O'Hare for 12 hours, but
it's fine. You pop over to the office.
yeah, I don't think I'll have time for that. That's cutting it too close because I'm gonna have to check a bag potentially.
With your fishing rod that you're gonna have couriered down to Seattle.
Then I would have to go because I'm gonna have to rent a car too. So I'd have to go like straight to the show.
Oh, there is a direct, but
See, Francis is good at this.
well, it's not gonna work for SAS.
What about this Seattle flight? What about the Seattle?
I'm
idea?
loving this Seattle idea. I don't even want to look it up right now.
Buddy, here we go. 7:52
752 from JFK,
Newark
from Newark.
gets you in at 2 p.m.
How much is it
$400
for main cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are such a fucking liar. That's a perfectly good flight. So all of this was on the premise.
I looked at that flight and then I was like,
It's just that it wasn't first class.
well, I was weighing the options. I was like, all right, so I would either.
You said there were no other flights that would get you there on time.
That's not
Period.
really a great. I mean, that's not like a game changing option.
8 o'clock versus 6 o'clock is night and day, quite literally. It will be dark at 6 a.m. It will not be dark at 8 a.m. Those 2 hours for an early flight are going to amount to huge reduction in stress. You'll sleep. 8 a.m. at Newark.
Is that
means
Delta or United?
It's United.
And you're a United man these days, despite their soggy lettuce wraps.
I knew you were full of it. There's a 7:30 out of LaGuardia that gets you in at 3:52.
How much is that?
$354.
These are all for main cabin though.
What do you want me to say, dude? Like, if you wanted first class, you'd rather do first class at 6 a.m. than a regular cabin at 8 a.m.? I'm taking 8 a.m. over that any day of the week.
That's kind of what that was kind of the thought. I was trying to weigh the options there because I was like, would I rather be able to lay down on the flight?
Oh
and get on
my
at 6
God.
a.m.?
Oh my God. 9:30 a.m. gets you in at 3:50 p.m.
That
on
flight
Delta.
is expensive.
$420.
But that's like,
I mean, it's just like, at what point are we going to reach a point on this podcast where not one thing that Harry
what would
says,
you do so in this situation, you would give up the Delta One and you would go main cabin?
100%. 6 a.m.? Are you out of your mind? That's a nightmare. I cannot believe you're taking that flight. I would sit in the bathroom on a 9:30 flight.
But dude, then you're in the air for like 9 hours in Maine? In economy?
How much was your seat?
Mine was like 600, 700.
I can't believe you've made the wrong choice. Because first of all, on Delta, with your status, there's a pretty high likelihood that you're...
No, I already checked. There is none.
I don't believe you. I
Don't
just
believe
don't
me.
believe
Don't believe
you.
me.
You would have gotten Comfort Plus at least.
Dude, everything's sold out.
Do
Well,
we
it just-
have
And
to
if
go
they're
into
not,
this?
and if they're not, it's like $1,800 for an upgrade, which I'm not paying.
It's just funny. It makes your complaints funnier because you're like,
there's always a
there's
caveat.
and
there's
like
always
the
a
stipulation
caveat.
that you had to sit first class Delta One.
And you didn't mention that.
No, the caveat is that I don't know if I want to give up. Like if first class wasn't an option, I wouldn't have sat first class. If it was too expensive, I wouldn't have sat first class. The point is, I got a first class seat for the whole way there.
I just, this
Do
sounded like...
Do I want to give it up
At first,
for one more hour of sleep?
At first, this was a credible complaint.
7:30 versus 6:30 is one more hour of sleep.
No, you said your flight's 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. to 7:30 is gigantic.
It's an hour and a half more.
Dude,
of sleep.
it's such a big difference. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., it's like dog years at that time of day.
It is.
It
You're right.
really is. Am I wrong? Tell me
I
I'm
totally
wrong.
agree.
Because think of this. 6 a.m. flight means you're waking up at 4. 4 is an insane
4
time
is
to wake up.
yesterday.
It's, yeah.
I think
It
yeah.
truly is a question of, do I just stay up all night? Especially on your schedule. 8 a.m. means you're waking up at 6. 6 a.m. is a reasonable time to wake up. It's not ideal, but it's, I don't know. I usually wake up at 7. I know you wake up later, but like getting up an hour earlier, 6 a.m., you go to bed at like 11:30, midnight, 6 hours of sleep, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're not shattered.
Yeah.
And you still sleep on the plane. I objectively trying to help you, I would switch to that Delta flight. The 9:30s might as well be middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
9:30
think
is
of,
pretty
well,
nice.
is it definitely Delta One or is it just first class?
It said Delta One.
I mean, Delta One will
But it's
be
only
pretty nice.
and it's only one leg of the flight though, right? Because they're not going to have
Probably.
Delta 1 to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That's why you need an Aura ring so you can test your sleep score to see if you get that much better sleep on the Delta One. But you're going to want to stay up to enjoy the Delta One. You're going to want the meal.
No.
Dude, you've made an error here. I'm sorry to say it. I'm so glad that we did stick with this. Now it's been 45 minutes on this topic. But we got to the root of it, and now we can solve it. You need to switch your fucking flight. You're out of your mind for saying that, well, once I get to Minneapolis, I'll have a lie flat bed. What the fuck, dude? You're still connecting. If it were a direct flight from 6 a.m., maybe there's an argument at that time, at that point.
Or if you don't switch, you just have to waive your anger.
What was it? It was 9:30.
There's a 9:30
Are you actually switching?
on Delta. Do this after the pod.
No, he's got to get it
It's
done
gonna be
now.
gone by then.
It's going to be gone.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even. It's not even showing up on the Delta app. Where was it out of? JFK.
JFK.
Yeah, I'll have to do it after.
Why don't you call your Delta Diamond Medallion
They're
hotline?
savvy.
I'll call them after.
They'll get it done fast.
The Diamond Medallion people, English is their first language.
It's nice.
Yeah.
They will sort you out.
I'm glad that we
They're like,
talked about
hi,
this."
Harry, it's Tom in Kansas City. How are you? What can I do for you today?
Here's who I voted for. Here's my favorite baseball player for every year of my life.
Thank you for your Diamond Medallion status.
I'm happy we discussed this because now I've come. I needed that. I need a little.
I know.
Now I'm
call.
excited.
Yes.
Now I'm excited to get out to
Jesus fucking
Vancouver.
Christ. It's so tough. You make your life tough, man.
I don't think I do. I think going Delta One is actually the opposite of making your life tough. It's just making your life easy.
But you made it complete. You're. I don't know what you're weighing, but
It was the
you weighed it
non-negotiable.
wrong.
You know what I'm
made Delta
really
One the
what I'm really
non-negotiable.
excited for is to check these flights to Seattle. How far of a drive do you think that is?
Long.
2
Longer
hours?
than you'd think.
2-3 hours?
I don't know.
I would do a 6-hour drive. Driving rules.
Okay. You're gonna have to go through customs. You'll have make sure you don't forget your passport now.
You got to go through customs in person. Like if you go, like if
You drive. Yeah, you're crossing an international border.
I thought it was just like a toll booth, and you just like
2
show your
hours,
your
39 minutes,
passport.
bro.
Easy.
eat that up.
Easy.
I don't mind that way. Now, you got to think of a couple things, though, really quick. If you're going to do that, that means that you're landing in Seattle.
Yeah.
You're going to have to rent a car.
Yeah. Was already going to do that.
It's supposedly one of the most beautiful drives
That does
in
sound
all
lovely.
of North America.
That does sound lovely. I don't mind this at all.
Saget
I
Valley.
think this is what we'll do.
But you are adding
Skagit.
a significant amount of time that you're going to have to account for.
Yeah, but if assuming the flights to Seattle are normal, like they would be to like LA,
Yeah, you're buying
I'm probably
3
gonna
hours
get
of time
there
change.
early.
Yeah.
You'll get there at 6 a.m. You'll have some time in the Skagit Valley.
Yeah. Maybe I'll hit Whistler on the way up.
I think it's north of the city. I could be wrong, but I think it's north. It's on the other side.
Dang.
Deception Pass. Oh my God.
All right, let's. I've taken up too much time of the podcast. I apologize.
All right, guys. Can we talk about Factor? Sass, I know this is basically your expertise.
Of course. I love Factor.
Factor, the one package that arrives at Sass's apartment that he actually cares deeply to go down and get, so it's not stolen.
True, my Factor never has been stolen. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so you can go fuel right now and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on a randomized, controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. I like Factor personally because it makes
Makes it easy to get these good meals in your body.
I don't always have enough time to cook, and instead of having takeout, you can have a nice, fresh, healthy meal from Factor.
And it's one of the few meals that does not upset your stomach.
And they do not upset my stomach.
Clean ingredients.
And that taco bowl is to die for.
Ooh-wee.
Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code factorpodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping.
And they'll know it's us when you put in podcast.
Damn.
We're the only one with that promo code.
50% off. That's Factor. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Francis,
tell us the story about the ticket.
It's nothing. I don't even care.
I care.
I care.
I paid the ticket.
And how much was it?
$240.
I thought you were going to go to court.
I wanted to, and I opted for that first. First of all, I lost the ticket. So I had to plug in all kinds of government information just to fucking wade my way through the quagmire of red tape that is the New York Department of Traffic Violations Bureau.
Yeah.
Right? Finally found it. I had 2 tickets. One was for something and one was for another thing. It's what I said. He hit me with 2 different things. One was for $50, one was for $190. I checked both and said that I wanted to contest them in court. They gave me the next available court date. Want to know when that was?
November?
December?
March 12th, 2:30 p.m.
Today?
I thought, holy shit. I'm going to have this resolved by supper.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Unbelievable. Am I wearing clothes that I can appear in front of a judge with in a convincing way? I don't know. I'm a little
But there is a
worried.
Brunello sale.
Well, right, exactly. I did bring a Brunello coat in today, so I was thinking about sort of rubbing some paint on it to sort of bring it down a little bit. However, I thought I filled it all out, said, fuck yeah, I'll be there at 2:30. Great. Solved. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And also, I thought there's no way that cop is going to show up on such short notice.
He's probably working.
He probably is. And then I got my confirmation email and realized that it said March 12th, 2:30 p.m., 2026.
Ooh.
A full year from now.
Brutal.
And I thought, I don't even think I'll be alive in a year. Not with the way I'm going. Not with the bouts of depression I'm prone to. Not with the fact that my next apartment's definitely going to have a bath in it.
And windows had open.
Yeah. So I truly was
my
like, well, I don't
God.
want to leave my family with unpaid traffic tickets. That was the first thought I had.
That'll compound.
I want to shuffle off my mortal coil with a clean ledger.
Yeah, pay every bill and have the Fidelity account ready for the next person.
Exactly. So I then went back in and was like, golly, can I move this up somehow? And I went into Reddit and checked it out. They were like,
You're
no,
fucked. Yeah.
this is it. And I was like, I truly thought, Because if you don't show up for your court date,
Yeah.
they suspend your license.
Damn.
They just hit you with the automatic full fine and they suspend your license.
Damn.
They clearly make this all very threatening and scary to just get you to pay the ticket and say, I don't want to deal with that, which is exactly what I fucking did.
Yeah.
I bent the knee, paid the $240.
Why wouldn't you just wait the year? I feel like that's such a Francis thing to like.
It would have been. It's the old me. I would have stood up for myself.
Best served cold type of thing.
Especially since they said you need evidence, or I would say I would have lack of evidence in my favor, which is that most of those things will have the traffic light camera to prove whether or not you went through the yellow, which is what I thought.
Yeah.
He said I went through a red, and I specifically asked for that from the cop, and he was like, well, this specific intersection, they don't have cameras set up.
You would win.
And then he told me that the reason he was there was because this is the deadliest intersection in New York. And I was like, what a paradox. That the deadliest intersection in New York wouldn't have fucking cameras set up?
Traffic
no
lights.
chance, brother. I didn't call him that. He was black. I said, sir.
Yeah.
I really thought that most of the traffic cops would be deported by a year from now.
I know.
In New York.
Well, I just don't. I have no idea if I'll be in New York on March 12th of 2026.
Yeah, having to come back to New York would be nasty.
2026 sounds
futuristic.
Like it's a fake year.
We'll have flying cars.
Yeah.
What is what day of the week is that? Did you check?
I didn't look.
It'll probably be like a Friday. You'll want to be upstate.
Yeah. So I just paid it just because I didn't want to think about it anymore.
It's probably the best move.
Not happy about it, guys.
Waiting a year would have been a lot.
This is just one of those things I truly believed that I did not do what they accused me of doing.
Yeah.
So then fucking stand up for justice.
Yeah, it's already paid. It is what it is. Out of sight.
Well, what if you pay it and then you still go to the court date in a year?
You either pay it, which is the equivalent of pleading guilty, or you appeal, plead not guilty. You get a court date to show up a year from now.
You should be able to plead no contest.
I will say
nolo contendere.
A year would have been enough time for me to plant evidence on that cop.
Yeah.
You know,
you could have worked something out.
You could have unraveled his life in a year.
Yeah,
you could have ended him.
I could have.
You could have honestly killed him and gotten away with it in a year.
I think I could have joined the police force and filed insider complaints within the department about his heavy-handedness with female traffic stops. You know, I'll say this.
He's grabbing those bikers.
That hooker he pulled over, I didn't think she had anything on her skirt, but he was comprehensive.
Full cavity search. That's a little bit touchy. A little feely.
Damn. Joining the force would be great.
It would be so nice.
That'd be an unreal. Like, if you made a video out of that, and it was just like a 10-hour-long video over the course of a year of you joining the police.
I got a $240 traffic ticket I didn't believe in, so I became a police officer.
All while still doing the podcast. You're working
that might
nights.
Be worth a movie. That might be worth writing a movie.
You're working nights.
It is a very good. I don't know. Is there a YouTuber who does anything like that? Sort of like
definitely not
the method type thing. It's almost Nathan Fielder-esque.
Yeah.
He wishes he would join the force. You're built for the force. They'd love to have you. But I'm on those boys Reddit, the like new cops Reddit, and it's fucking brutal. All they do is complain because they say it's so hard to be a cop right now, and for your first few years you have to eat so much shit.
Like what? You just have to do like traffic shit?
I think that you can't like beat the fuck out of people anymore or some bullshit.
It's just fucking bull. All I wanted to do was fucking shoot someone, and we don't even get guns anymore.
First the NFL, now the police. I mean, it's inevitable because most cops are actually failed NFL players. A lot of practice squad boys on the force these days.
They are the dream.
Yeah.
A lot of practice squad cricket players on the force these days in the New York police department. Do you are you going to sell your Tesla?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. I feel like everybody's selling their Teslas these
Are
days.
they?
Tesla's down $700 billion, literally.
The stock?
Yeah.
I don't have Tesla stock.
I sold.
Did you?
I'm out.
I don't care. The car works. I bought it used. It was cheap as fuck.
I've seen some shit on Reddit of people like they'll go grocery shopping and they'll get back to their Tesla and there's like swastikas all over it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to drive home.
My guess is that's happening in
Vancouver.
Probably, yeah.
Where do you think that is happening? Yeah.
Portland,
Chicago.
Seattle, Vancouver,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I don't know what to say. I'm not even defending Elon anymore. I'm really not. I don't fucking care.
Well, it's the whole situation has.
Sorry.
You like your whip.
Yeah.
It's not even that I like it. It just it solves. What am I going to do? Protest Elon Musk's politics by selling the car that works perfectly for me?
This is the paradox that it's like created for a lot of people is that like a lot of people bought the car as like a way to signal their virtue. And then like now it suggests a different type of like person that would have the car. So there's people who just to show that they don't agree with someone politically are going to get rid of their car that's good for the environment. So they'll do something that's like worse for the environment just to be like, I don't support Elon Musk.
Dude,
which would
there are two ways to go about this.
What are they?
One of them being if you're anti-Elon and you're not pro or anti, but you're not, and especially when it comes to the car, you don't really care.
You just report the news.
But if you did care, easy option is trade your car, sell your car, get
for
rid
a different
of it.
EV.
Get it. Maybe go Kia. Something maybe a hybrid.
So that's worse
still
for the
good
environment.
I don't know about you, but my grandfather fought hard in the Korean War.
Understood.
And those wounds have not healed.
Understood. So no Kia.
I have never bought a
Maybe
Kia.
we go a Honda
for the very reasons that people apply to selling Teslas. Political.
Yeah.
It's political for me with Kia.
The other option is if you really like your Tesla and maybe maybe you think the hail to Hitler, maybe he was really just giving his heart out to those people, and maybe you want to stick it to the libs. Cybertruck. Upgrade.
Go bigger.
Upgrade.
Go bigger.
Go deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that is an interesting thought leaning into it. I don't hate that. Just get a Confederate flag decal around the whole thing.
Wrap it. Or like one of those paint changing versions where like you go past it and the Confederate flag turns into a whole swastika or something like that. I went to West Coast Customs. I got my swastika turned into a.
The horn plays the national anthem.
Yeah. cover it with like the X'd out versions of those voting machines.
Yeah.
Or just have it like spray painted like the T-shirts of, I guess, Latin American soldiers who have passed away.
That'd be nice.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
But I was gonna say though, again, to that option, if I'm honestly answering it, the whole reason I keep the car is because it's just I've paid for it. It's cheap.
Well, the whole reason you've kept the car is because it's your car, and most people don't just sell their car because of a political reason.
protest.
Yeah, I really am able to separate commodities from the founders. What are like? I didn't stop eating Chick-fil-A when they came out against gay rights or something like that.
You didn't sell your Hugo Boss after.
Right. I never ate Chick-fil-A because it makes people fat. And I hate fat people.
Stepped on that good
So I protest Chick-fil-A for what it's doing to people in America. But,
You ever had Chick-fil-A?
I've had a bite.
That's it?
I mean, I could feel my toes falling off.
Oh, it's pretty good.
So good.
It gives me the worst stomach ache I've ever had.
Yeah.
Every time I eat it. I haven't had it in like a year because I can't eat it.
I think there's like
a
double-digit percentage of Americans who can't survive without Chick-fil-A.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Like the Brandon Walkers
He
of
eats
the
it
world.
every day.
Yeah.
He eats Chick-fil-A the way that children eat peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Just
It's like he packs a
packed.
lunch.
Yeah.
It's Chick-fil-A.
It's just that's what's happening. Oh,
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah.
It's time for me to see what is in my lunch.
Do you know he orders double on Saturday
for the next day.
and then puts it in the refrigerator for Sunday because
That's
Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday?
Disgusting.
I know.
Cold Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Does he heat it up?
He has
No,
like
his wife throws it in like not even the air fryer. She'll just throw it in like like a sizzling pot of grease just to reinvigorate the Chick-fil-A.
And lets it just kind of steam under the grease for like all you really need is like
just to wake it back up. That's what he calls it, waking it back up.
Yeah, he does use that exact. See, that's what he says.
Gotta wake my sandwich back up.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta wake it up.
Look, all this is to say there is fast food that I like.
Such as?
I like,
just
like
salad,
Wendy's.
sweet green.
I like Wendy's. I'll have Wendy's.
Wendy's is good.
I like Wendy's.
Because they still have the salad bar.
Yeah. What's the burger place?
Burger King?
No, the really good one. Shake Shack. I like Shake Shack.
I don't like Shake Shack. I love it.
There you go.
Yeah. I like Shake Shack. Yeah. I mean, I'll eat some Whack Arnold's in a pinch. But
yeah, you shouldn't have to get rid of your car for any like.
I don't even know what it would take if I found out that the person that makes my fucking air fryer was the original designer of the ovens in the Holocaust. I'd still be like, well, it's got to be his grandkids that made this one, and I don't know what they believe.
And it's like an improvement of the technology. It's being used for good. It's using the same technology for good.
Yeah. And it's clearly not human-sized.
As long as it's a tiny air fryer that you couldn't even like put a human hand in.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I'm also not telling... Never mind. I can't make that joke.
You got to now.
I was going to say, I'm not telling the halibut fillets when I put them in that they're just regular showers.
Taking the pearls out of like a clam before you put it in.
I'm honest about the purpose of the air fryer.
Taking the shoes off a horse before you throw it into the air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I've seen videos of people like chasing down Cybertrucks, being like, "Fuck you!"
I think the Cybertruck guys I don't think people are like harassing people that just drive like a standard Tesla.
It's funny that
I think it's mostly the Cybertruck people that are getting harassed.
I think some of both are happening. But people are also feeling the need to put the bumper stickers on their Tesla that are like, I don't support the guy who... It's like, who gives a fuck, dude? Who literally gives a fuck? Yes, there's like bumper stickers that you could buy that like are anti-Elon bumper stickers. But have you seen that right now, like the White House is... they have like Teslas parked out front like it's like a car lot. Like it's a used car lot because obviously... Tesla stock is so bad that Elon's trying to use the White House to like get his stock back up.
Really?
And he just has like, come on down to look in the White House and get a Model 3.
A fleet of Teslas.
I went to the White House when I was in DC. I walked past it.
When was this?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
3 weeks ago, maybe. I hadn't been there in a long time. And
the house? The house or DC?
the White House. Yeah, I didn't go either of the first few times.
The house that Donnie built.
Oh, really? I went.
You did?
Yeah, but all times. It's so cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
The security is terrifying.
Yeah.
You're just like, you have that, the imp of the perverse, the perversity of the human spirit thought.
I'm going to jump over this fence.
Like, yeah, scale the fence.
A guy did that a couple weeks ago.
What's going to prevent my mind from malfunctioning right now and running over to the fence? And you just envision the reaction, what they would do. And it scares the shit out of me.
You'd explode. You would be dust within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think the guns that they have on the roof of the White House, the bullets they're shooting are like this big.
Yeah, there you go.
They look like Subway sandwiches.
Yeah, literally.
But I think that they have to kind of budget for that in their defense planning for the White House. That there could just be a crazy who's just trying to like run across the lawn. Like, didn't a guy crash like a self-manned aircraft into the lawn of the White House a couple years ago? Are they just shooting to kill if you even step on the grass?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that was called Olympus Has Fallen.
I remember that.
Operation
The
Olympus
White House has fallen.
Thank God Gerard Butler was on hand.
That movie is crazy bad.
Olympus Has Fallen was okay. White House Down was bad.
White House Down, yeah.
The
White
Jamie
House
Foxx
Down is
one.
one of like the funniest bad movies I've ever seen.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Jamie
CGI.
Foxx. Jamie Foxx is like, don't scuff my Jordans or something.
I just remember there's a scene where they show like an overhead shot of like the Washington Monument. and like a plane or like a helicopter crashing into it or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the worst. It literally looks like someone made it on like an app on their phone.
Yeah.
It's like the worst CGI I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's like visibly like animated.
It felt like Olympus Has Fallen had a budget, and then White House Down people found out they were making that movie first, and they were like, well, why are we even trying to raise
they
money?
cut all funding.
Let's
From
just
the people
do
who
it on
brought
what
you
we've
Wallace
got.
and Gromit.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can
Pay
make this movie
Jamie,
with
pay
20,000.
Chang, and then, we'll do the rest on Adobe Word Art.
Did you guys ever watch Civil War?
Yeah,
because that had a good White House explosion scenes at the end.
That one was. I thought that was a pretty solid.
I never
movie.
saw that.
It's pretty good.
I liked it.
I heard it was mid.
I thought it was interesting. It was compelling. It was pretty dark.
Very dark. But
Really?
I liked it a lot.
The guy who plays Kirsten Dunst's actual husband, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
He's only in it for 10 to 15 minutes. He's like he has a level of sadism in that movie that he had in Breaking Bad.
Interesting.
And
When he
the only
played
thing
Todd.
he does in the movie is he owns a Tesla.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how fucking
In
evil
the Civil
it is.
War movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fucking disgusting it is to own a Tesla these days. Pisses me off.
I watched Anora last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you get hard?
No.
Gay.
Thought it was good though. I enjoyed it.
But
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
good.
much fucking. How'd you not get hard?
Because I'm not fucking 6 years old. I'm not watching the movie just like, whoa.
There's a ton of
I
fucking.
was taking in the cinematography.
$6 million to make that movie.
Really?
And then $18 million on Oscar budgeting.
I saw that, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was
Oscar,
good. I don't know
marketing.
if it was best picture good.
I think it
I agree.
benefited from a weak Oscar class this year. I really do. I mean, it was good, but yeah, I don't think it.
I would have put a complete unknown on top of that.
If they didn't have the whole like after the fact plot line where it's like this is a movie in support of sex workers, like it didn't really feel like a movie about or even in support of sex workers. It more just felt like an interesting story that involved a sex worker.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it wasn't like
Yeah.
these people taking a stand for all like the crazy things. It actually made it look pretty dope to be a sex worker.
Yeah.
10
You
G's.
just getting guapped up and like smoking herb with a fucking diplomat.
I was kind of surprised that they were like, we're going to give you 10,000. And she was like, all right. I would have been like 500 million. Like clearly those people were like the richest people on earth.
Yeah.
Like wouldn't you be pushing for, I'd be pushing for like,
Well, they
100,
said
100K.
she said I'm going to hold fast, and then they were like, "We'll come after you."
yeah, we're going to destroy you.
So
ruin
that's
your
a
life.
plot hole.
But I bet you that ring that he spoiler alert, the ring that
Yeah.
the other bodyguard guy gives her at the end is probably worth 50.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll pawn that, flip it.
She'll get 36 for it.
Probably get 36 by a Tesla.
Dude,
Live in it.
what are I'm
Fucking it.
trying to think of other products that the world has come out and said sell this.
Oh,
if
I can give you
own
a
it."
couple right off the top of my head. Nikes.
Earn your Nikes.
Starbucks.
After Kaepernick.
Yes. Starbucks is a good one.
What did people boycott Starbucks for?
The cups.
You're mentioning Nike with Kaepernick. I was thinking the whole child labor thing.
Oh, I was thinking Kaepernick.
So that's gone in both ways. Both
Yeah.
the left and the right have decided to boycott it. I never stopped wearing Nikes. I'm sorry.
No,
Never once was I even close to being like, it's unethical for me to have this product
Yeah.
in my closet.
Well, that was...
I will say, I stopped wearing Yeezys when Kanye.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think these are cool anymore.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like,
Yeah, Yeezys, that's another one.
I did kind of be like, I'm kind of over my Yeezys.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But at the same time, though, it's just like they kind of went out of style.
Yeah,
too.
that-
If he was still making new, fresh designs, I bet people would get like a bunch of little, like, instead of checks on the side, they just have the swastika on the side.
Yeah.
Instead of like the little Converse circle, just a little swastika in the corner.
What else? What other ones? There's definitely, I mean, Nike was the first one I could think of.
I remember I stopped flying Delta after they didn't have direct flights to Vancouver for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I could hope for from this episode.
That everybody boycotts.
And
Like,
everyone boycotts
everybody
Delta.
just burn your diamond medallion bag tags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I had something.
Fuck.
Which I never got, by the way.
You never got your diamond bag tags? I think it's for the best. I have a theory that the Delta baggage handlers treat your baggage worse when they see that tag on there.
100%.
And then I have the problem that if I'm flying a different airline, I have to take it off.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I'm genuinely afraid
Yeah.
that they're going to open it up and take a shit in it.
Yeah. Imagine
Yeah.
getting to the hotel and unzipping your bag and there's just a huge dump inside.
Big dump.
Because Americans been like incentivizing their workers every time you see a Delta bag, shit inside of it.
Yeah.
We'll give you $500 extra for every
Yeah.
shit that you can prove that you've done.
500 credit to Hudson News.
$50 gift certificate to the Barstool store.
I was trying to do a bit about Hudson News for a while, about like how you could get that, why you would ever get that job. And I was like looking into I was like on Indeed, like looking up like the perks of working at a Hudson News. And like I looked it up. They get like there was like one of their biggest perks was that they get a 10% discount at Hudson News.
Which is like Pringles
Which is
for
just
$14.
normal price.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you're just getting the standard prices.
Pistachios.
That's
for
the perk.
$15
Yeah.
instead of $17.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
I thought of what I was thinking of, which was that Bill Burr had a great bit in his special that he filmed at Red Rocks, which kind of it went under the radar a little bit, but about how Coco Chanel was a Nazi sympathizer and dated high-ranking members of the SS and stuff. And he goes, anytime you see that big pile of children's shoes and some grainy Holocaust footage, the guy who built that pile, Coco Chanel, was sucking his dick.
Yeah.
That handbag you have on your arm.
Yeah.
So
I think I've seen that bit.
yeah.
Classic. Burr. Can't
Truth.
stop,
Just
bro.
He's got a
Truth.
new special coming out on Hulu.
Yeah, he does.
I'm excited. I bet that's going to be fucking good.
Same. I'm very excited.
I think
for
that's
it.
going to be
I've
really,
heard
really
good things.
I heard he
about it.
kills white women.
Really?
I heard he destroys them. Look out, bitches.
He's also on Broadway right now in Glenn Ross with an unbelievable cast.
Yeah, doesn't that start this week?
Yeah,
Bill Burr's on Broadway.
Yeah,
it's going to be sick.
Glengarry.
I'm gonna go.
With the guy from
Kieran Culkin's in it. Bob
and
Odenkirk's
Bob
in it.
Odenkirk.
Damn, that's pretty sick.
It's going to be.
We're all thinking about going.
Yeah, should we go? A little game time action.
No game time until after that Super Bowl ticket I got. I don't think anyone's allowed to have game time with the entire company for a couple more months. I'll let you know though.
Burned up all
Barstool
game
at the
time
ballpark.
credits.
That actually is what happened, right?
Literally
Yeah.
what happened. What should we talk about Nikki Smokes at all?
What about him?
Just to kind of just to use his name a little bit.
Sure, yeah, let's smoke it up. We should come up with a strain of weed called Nikki Smokes, where instead of putting you to sleep or making you creative, it just makes your dick longer.
Yeah, it's got Viagra.
Add
sprinkled in.
another hand to your
Yeah.
dick.
What would happen if you crushed up a blue chew and you put it on top of the blunt?
It would probably get you fucking there.
You'd probably die, right? If you smoked blue chew.
I don't think so. I don't think you would at all.
I can't imagine smoking blue chew has any good effects on the human body.
People smoke crack, bro. Blue chew.
Yeah, but crack's intended to be smoked.
No.
That's its sole purpose, is to smoke.
No, bro. That would be great for you. It's crazy that he measures his penis the way that people measure a horse, in hands.
That's good.
Oh, man.
Classic shit. Classic fucking shit.
That is classic shit. That's what that is.
Yeah, you already know. You already know what fucking time it is.
I feel bad that I talked about my flight for so long.
Why? No one cares. That's literally what
I
people...
feel like I sabotaged the episode.
I told him that I was at the Chicago airport on Friday and I was at the bar because it was by the gate because I was trying to switch flights to an earlier flight because mine kept getting delayed. And someone came up to me. He's like, "Not at the Delta Lounge?"
Oh, yeah.
Roasted my ass.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, that's all people talk to me about. That's all people talk to you about too, you said.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all people talk to you about too.
If I'm ever not in first class on a Delta flight, which, by the way, I don't buy first class seats.
Impossible.
I just buy a regular and hope to get upgraded.
How would you ever get to Diamond Medallion if you don't buy first class?
Company flies me first class, and I fly a lot for Barstool.
I'm not buying it.
That's true.
That's what you said with the first class today.
I don't
That's true.
believe
I could show you all my flight receipts anytime I'm flying for myself. Now, when I fly one international flight to, like, let's say Europe or somewhere a year, I use miles and I do get a business class seat for that.
Of course.
But if I'm flying domestically, LA, whatever, I'm flying coach and
That's
hoping
smart.
to get upgraded.
You save your miles. I don't save my miles. I use them all the time.
I have 1 million miles right
Really?
now.
I think I have like 20,000.
How many miles do you have? Do you use them a lot?
I don't. I use them for the Japan trip this past year,
Nice.
and that wiped out like 500,000 miles. But
Yeah.
I'm at like 800,000.
Nice.
I'm always using them.
You
Why?
shouldn't do that.
They say that they're devaluing them constantly, so they say just use them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I know it's not million miler. I know that's a different rubric, but I just want to get to that fucking sweet million.
Yeah.
Being a million miler or being 360. I think you have really big pupils. Like they protrude a lot from your eyeball. Because when you close your eyes and move them around, it looks like there's like ferrets running under
It's a good point. He does
Look how like protruded
they're
his
like
pupils
nipples
are.
behind
There
your
he has
eyelids.
nipples. He has eye nipples.
Yeah, they
Eye
really
nipples.
do. They really do stick out, don't
What's
they?
that about? I
Why
don't
do you
know.
have that?
Is that because your eyelids are too tight or your eyes
Could
are
be.
too big?
Your lids are too tight.
My lids might be too tight. I might need to get
Or he
an
doesn't have
extension.
round eyes. He has like pointy, buoy shaped eyes.
Yeah. Just boring holes through our souls.
Close your eyes and move your eyes around a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
Look at that.
It's like a knuckle.
Brother. Ooh,
It's
it
like-
has a knuckle.
It's like someone's trying to break out of your brain.
What the fuck? Why is your eyeball so pointy?
I don't know.
God, that's nasty.
I wish I had the answers for you, but I don't.
That's fine. Just the anomalies of being sass. Just sass being sass. Are those Japanese denim?
They are.
You get them out of the freezer this morning?
They're not comfortable.
Because they're fucking still frozen.
No. Let me tell you something. I bought these 4 years ago in Austin.
Yeah.
And I have been trying to break them in ever since. Because
Yeah.
I love them, but they are the most uncomfortable pants I've ever worn. Someone told me that if you actually just wash your jeans, it will soften them up. I
Yeah.
washed them, and you would have thought that I had poured cement throughout. Immediately, I pulled them out. They are now 5 times worse than they were before. I washed
Really?
them.
Harden them?
And then someone was like,
Could
I
you
didn't
stick
mean
'em
wash
up?
them in the machine. I wanted you to get into the bathtub with them on and bathe in them around you, and that forms them to you.
That's not the same thing as washing your clothes.
That was a very different thing to specify.
Could you, if you took them off, would they stand up straight?
Sure would.
Really?
Sure would.
Like
Forrest.
you could have them fully stand up.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like
I
the
wanna
wrong
see it so
trousers
bad.
from
Can you do
Wallace
it?
and Gromit.
Can you do it right now?
You want me to do it? You want me to get into my skivvies on the pod?
No, because I know you're definitely wearing like the tightest underwear known to man.
Yeah, not
like
your-
saran wrap.
Not like the fucking hold boxers that you've got on that look like a fucking Confederate boat.
It's so much more comfortable.
But Francis might have like an Ethica jock strap on.
You
or
know,
some
like
shit
you know,
like
if he
that.
takes those pants off, we're seeing your entire dick.
They're not that tight. They're just regular briefs.
What brand?
Lululemon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I buy them-
we're at least seeing shaft.
You're giving me a lot of Nikki Smokes credit right now.
No,
I
just
never
know. I know
professed to
the
have-
underwear. I know that underwear.
It's really not that tight. Now I want to show you that my underwear is not tight
I don't
more
even want
than
to know.
showing you
I
how
don't even
tight
wa-
my
I don't even
jeans
wanna
are.
know. There's no way you could take your pants off without us getting an idea of what your dick looks like.
What is happening right now? How is this somehow you... I don't feel
'Cause
like
I
I,
don't wanna
said
know.
or did anything here.
And you're getting criticized for your underwear that hit his imagination.
This criticism. I didn't say that my underwear was loose until you attacked me for it. And you that all happened as a result of you bringing up my pants and
I don't
asking to see if
know-
they'd stand up.
I just think the podcast would go smoother if I didn't know what your dick looked like.
I don't
Because
counter that point.
it's either going to be massive or it's going to be tiny, and I don't want to know either of those things.
What if it were right in the middle?
I don't think it will be. Just got an idea.
That is massive.
I think it's either going to be like a 9 inches flaccid.
God damn, dude, this is weird.
Or it's going to be like when Will
I don't
Compton
like
took
this.
his pants off and it was just, you couldn't even see anything.
I'm uncomfortable.
You flamed Will Compton's penis so hard in that clip.
We were hammered.
Yeah, but I thought that I was
everyone was.
I thought I like in my memory I'd always been the one who was the ringleader on, and I like felt bad that I like made fun of his penis.
Yeah.
And then watching it back, you were by far the ringleader.
What was I saying? Nasty
He's
stuff.
got a tiny ass cock. You're just like, yo, Will's got a little ass dick. He screamed it out like a middle schooler.
I don't think it was just me. There was 9 other people.
No, you were but you're the ringleader. You took us there, and then we were very nasty. We
Was he in his underwear? Why'd you say that?
He just was in his underwear.
He was only doing the case race. He took his pants off for some reason.
Oh.
And he had a small pecker.
He took his Japanese denim off.
Yeah.
He slid out of his Japanese denim. It's crazy how if you just shorten the word Japanese, it becomes a slur. You get canceled right away.
They'll technically know. Well, yeah, it would.
It would, bro. If you just said the J word denim, then suddenly I have something nasty coming.
You should start that. That would be a funny video, Francis.
Yeah.
What?
Walk into a fucking one of your fancy stores and be like, "You guys have any Jap denim?" Just completely normal. They'd be like, "What? Sorry, come again, sir?" Well, you know. Are you not allowed to, is that like a bad one?
No.
I think you're allowed to say that for the sake of the joke.
For the sake of the joke, yeah.
Also, that has also taken on a new age meaning. Jewish American princess. You ever heard that?
No, I haven't.
Yes.
Sort of like a corollary to a wasp.
It's a bit derogatory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or it's just negative about it.
But if you ever offend a Jewish woman by calling her that, just be like, no, I was talking about the
Japanese. I hated Pearl Harbor.
Our opponents in 1944,
who now make the cars that Sass is suggesting that you buy.
No, those are the Koreans.
You said Honda as well.
True.
Which is Japanese, I believe.
Honda is Japanese, I think.
I know Honda is Japanese.
Kia is definitely Korean, though.
What is Toyota?
Japanese. Think of the name, Toyota.
Really?
What?
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Wouldn't it? Doesn't it? Multi-syllables. Toyota sounds like a great pitcher for the Dodgers.
The Japanese know what they're doing.
Sounds like someone you need to find at the top of a mountain to learn from.
What about a Subaru?
That's Australian.
Really?
Subaru Outback.
Ah.
Is it Australian?
I don't think so.
No, definitely
I think Subaru is Japanese.
It's got to be 3 syllables.
That's crazy.
Ending in a vowel.
So Japan makes all the cars.
They do. They make a ton of cars.
I mean, those are like 3 of the biggest car brands on Earth, or in America at least. What?
Did you put up the 2 first and then pop?
No, I put up 3.
Oh, you're just playing with your ring finger. Maybe he's telling us his sign.
I don't think I was playing with my ring finger at all.
Who makes Nissan?
Got to be the Japanese. They had Nippon paint.
I feel like now you're just making it up. I feel like now you're giving us false info.
Oh, if this isn't the pot calling the kettle black.
I fact check everything I say.
What the fuck? Why
Personal.
did I put in that I'm not a robot? It's a Japanese multinational automobile manufacturer.
Damn.
Nissan. But please
look up Subaru. That's Japanese too.
Subaru Japanese. Yep.
So what do we got that's American? Just Ford,
Chevy,
GM,
Chrysler. But Chrysler was bought by Daimler-Benz, right? But it's still, I don't know. GM,
Tesla,
Jeep.
Man, I really thought Subaru would have been.
Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Jeep, GMC, Cadillac, Buick, Tesla, and Lincoln. Yikes.
Interesting.
All right.
Japanese got us beat.
They got us beat.
Salute
bad.
to the Japanese.
How do we even get those cars?
I'll be in Baltimore in next weekend. at the Port.
That'll be a blast.
March 19th to the 21st, something like that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Small room, so I think it'll sell out. So I would get tickets now. Punchup.live.
And we're doing a meetup while we're down in Baltimore. We're going to do a daytime meetup down in DC. We're all going to go down to DC and stand outside the White House and just
And
little Red
walk in.
Rover.
We're going to storm it.
Stand on the roof of my Tesla.
Yeah.
And wave
For
to the
Elon.
Oval Office.
Hell yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.